Hello Gobs, and welcome back to another episode. I'm the Goblin King. I talk about, review, play, video game RPGs, and tabletop RPGs. I play it all, I do it all. Anything RPG related, that's what I do. If that interests you, I upload 1 to 2 times a week, and that's it. I'm the Goblin King. Once you subscribe, you get to become a gob, and you get to run around in the Goblin Cave. Now, I'm doing something a bit different today, but not really. It's all tabletop RPG related. But today, as you can tell by the title, I am reviewing some bad homebrew on D&D Beyond. Now, I know other YouTubers have done this before, okay, I'm not anybody different, but I want to try to add something new to it and see if I can't help improve the homebrew that I will be reading. Now, I'm just going to go on the website, sort by the lowest, and then read from there. So not all of them are going to make it, obviously. But this is not to direct any type of hate towards the original poster. This is simply looking at their publicly posted item and poking a little bit of fun and seeing if I can't help it out. Now, I don't have too much experience, okay? I've been playing TTRPGs for around 4, just maybe a little bit more years now, but that does not mean I'm a master in homebrew and all that. I have homebrewed. I might even read my homebrew on the channel one day. I'm starting with items. I might go and do all the other categories, but today I'm just doing items. So, without further ado, let's just get this train wreck on a roll. You know, I've seen some of these. Like I said, people have done videos on this before, so I'm sure this is nothing new. So, wow, this one has 13,000 looks. I wonder why. But we're starting with Necronomicon of the Undead. Wondrous item. Legendary. Requires attunement by a sorcerer or wizard that knows necromancy spells and needs meditation. Okay, like a short rest, I guess, or a long rest or something. The Necronomicon of the Undead has a hard skin leather covered book with many spells that hold the powers of necromancy. The cover of the book shows a face that seems to have been carved from a real human, but was ripped off its head. Alrighty, spell that holds the power. Okay, let's see, like raise dead. Obviously, for most people, I think, even if you don't play D&D, you will know what the Necronomicon is, but it's an ancient evil book. I don't know exactly myself. The only thing I know from is like, what's that movie called? I feel so dumb. Evil Dead, right? I think that's it. I'm gonna pause real quick, but if you have a differing opinion, or if I say something is overpowered or underpowered and you don't believe so, leave a comment, let me know. Maybe we can, maybe you're more experienced in homebrewing than I am, or if an item is more tailored to level 13 plus, then maybe I might be in the wrong, but I don't know. I'm just gonna read and see what happens. Anyways, leave a comment and put me in my place, I guess, or something. I'm always open to learning. But let's get back to the Necronomicon of the Undead. Origin. The Necronomicon of the Undead was made before the war between the undead and the living to outnumber the side of the living. But the book was cursed by one of the great wizards. Once the book was cursed, the book had to be sealed right away to prevent anybody to have the terrible curse. Many have tried to get the book for years, but none have passed the trial by the necromancer, the guardian of the book. After a few years guarding the book, the necromancer was filled with greed and took the book for himself and his desires. To regain that book, the great wizard killed him once and for all, and he has returned the book to its rightful place. Okay, we got a little bit of backstory, but I think that's for whatever campaign they were intended to. I know they posted it publicly, but sometimes some people just, they don't know. And wow, this was posted 7 years ago. That's crazy. Okay, powers. The Necronomicon of the Undead grants the power of summoning any number of undead creature. Okay, well, I don't think you have to be a homebrew expert to know that's overpowered. Is this a thing meant to be given to players? Bam! Skeletons. Bam! Just any amount of skeletons for nothing. But you get cursed. So, curse. Whoever wields the book will have an internal curse cast on them once touched. The curse will not let you throw or let go of the book until you die. The only way to lift this curse is when rolling a dice if you used up all the charges of the book. Okay, so now the book has charges. How many charges? Who knows? It has a set amount of charges. Again, this is probably for a custom campaign. Whoever the author is, obviously, well, you can see the author on screen, but I think this was meant for one of their campaigns, and they just posted it publicly for some reason. So a lot of this might not make sense, and so that's probably why it's short. But it wouldn't make sense to include all this information. Again, I think this was just for one of their personal campaigns and just a quick note, like the whole charges and all that. So I'm assuming that the book has X amount of charges, and you can use the charges to summon one of the undead. But the downside is the book is stuck to one of your hands, right? I mean, it doesn't specify, but I'm assuming you have to keep it on your person. If that's all it is for the curse, I mean, are you going to be throwing the book away? There has to be something a bit more to the curse, and if this is supposed to be an actual item, it would be nice to know what the limitations of summoning an undead creature, like is it raised dead? I mean, a book that lets you raise dead using X charges wouldn't be bad, okay? I'm saying, it's not that bad of an idea. Let you skip some spell slots, but the curse is you have to hold it onto your one hand, so maybe it replaces your spell book, and that's the curse, is you can cast Create Undead or Raise Dead. I forget what it is. One of them, Raise Dead, is like reviving a player or person or NPC of some sorts, and then the other is, I think it's Create Undead, and Raise Dead is the revival. But either or, having an item that lets you cast those spells without having to spend a spell slot with kind of a downside of a curse. Like I think the curse needs to be just a bit more taxing, but at the same time, I really don't know the power of Create Undead. I mean, I don't think it's that powerful, creating a bunch of level 1 undead creatures. Is that what it does? Whatever it does, I don't think it's that powerful, but maybe it lets you do the stronger variants? Are there stronger variants of necromancy? Maybe I don't know the game as well as I thought. So, oh yeah, these might be for D&D 1 too, but not these. These are way too old. I think we'd be able to tell if it was for D&D 1 or whatever the new D&D is. But that's all I'm going to say for this item. I mean, it might seem a bit out of place to us, but to them, it probably makes a lot of sense. Who knows? So I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up the Necronomicon of the Undead. Our next is one of the, well, probably the most highest viewed thing. Anime Girl Ring. 83 points for 13,000. I mean, it's not that bad. Let's see. Ring. Uncommon. Requires attunement by a player putting on the ring. This ring is a small silver ring, and when identified is cast on it, it reveals it's a ring of 3 wishes. But when a player puts it on, it tightens around their finger so it can't be removed and automatically attuned to it. When a player is attuned to it, it gains the following benefits. They gain a +8 to Charisma to a max of 28. They gain Dark Vision for an extra 60 feet. Okay, that huge boost to Charisma. I hope this curse evens it out, but let's see. Curse. The ring is cursed, and anyone who attunes to it will feel a warm sensation go through their body, making them more comfortable and unwilling to part with the ring. The attuned creature becomes a size of small. Their eyes get bigger, and their mouths get smaller. The attuned creature becomes overjoyed and want to hug and kiss anyone they meet. If a creature was hugged or kissed on the lips for more than 6 seconds, a new Anime Girl ring appears on a non-attuned creature's finger, attuning them to the ring, and gains the curse. The attuned creature's hair grows longer. If the cursed creature is male, they become feminine. Where do I even start? This item's off the wall. I am actually stunned right now. This sounds like a zombie virus, except if the zombies were small creatures with giant eyes, smaller mouths, and longer hair, and feminine boy. We got femboys. This ring makes you into a femboy. It says Anime Girl ring, but it doesn't say the male becomes female. It just makes them more feminine. So we got a ring, a femboy, that tricks the player because they try to identify it's a ring of 3 wishes, and then they put it on. I guess if you really want to trick your player into putting on this ring, that's kind of whatever. I know I said I'd be able to fix it, or not be able to, but add on to it, but what can I even do? I dropped the charisma bonus. I'm not sure about late game, but I think the max score should be 20, right? Maybe a little above 22, depending on the circumstances. I'm not sure what a high charisma or dark vision has to do with an anime girl. I'm not sure if any of this has to do with an anime girl, because a creature of small size is 3 to 4 feet. I think most anime girls are probably 5 feet, maybe, which is so medium. I don't even want to talk about the whole becomes overjoyed and wants to hug and kiss anyone they meet. Yeah, if they kiss for more than 6 seconds, a new ring appears. Oh, because you're so charismatic that you're just able to get people to kiss you, I guess. And then they get an anime girl ring, and then they become so charismatic that the next person gets an anime girl ring. Like I said, it just creates a zombie invasion of hugging, kissing, small. Ugh, what? I'm not fixing this. I'm moving on. Screw this thing. I don't want to read this anymore. I don't want to read this. Abadiah, Sword of God Slain. Also from 7 years ago. What was up in 2018? What was going on? Weapon, longsword. Artifact. Requires attunement by a lawful alignment. Angelic Wrath. All attacks made with this weapon are made at advantage, and 2 attacks can be made as a bonus action. Angelic Mercy. You can cast Healing Ward as a reaction at first level, right? First level Healing Ward, or if you're level 1 and you have the sword. If you see an ally fall unconscious within 60 feet, even if you don't have access to the spell. Attunement Growth. While attuned to the weapon, you add your character level to your hit and damage totals for the weapon. What? So after level 15, so you just add a plus 16 to your roll to hits and your damage total. Okay. Death Strike. Rolling a 20 on a melee attack results in activating the effect of the spell Power Word Kill, targeting any creature within 60 feet. Broken Divinity. Targets damaged by this weapon can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. Okay, well, this is just a OP weapon. I'm assuming the player probably added this, and I'm assuming... I hope it's a player wanting this weapon or something, you know, and not a DM just handing a player this weapon. This sword's crazy. There's already no fixing it. All your stuff is made at advantage. You get to make, what, 2 attacks as a bonus action. So, not even like this is before all the after level 15 stuff. So, you don't even unlock the full power, and it's already super powerful. I don't think you had to be a homebrew master to figure this one out. You can just resurrect any ally that falls. There's no limitations. There's no maximum usage. An ally falls, you just get to cast Healing Word on them. And then after level 15, you just get to add a plus 16 to your hit checks and damage totals. Is there even a point? Is this like the end game weapon or something that you maybe they grab it right before they put the final kill on the boss or something? Or maybe they're fighting the final boss and they get this weapon halfway through and then that's it. You get to do all of this and then the campaign ends. So I guess if it's like that, it works. There's no really fixing this because for me it would just be start from scratch. That's how you fix this. Start from scratch and make something a bit more limited. I get it, power fantasy, D&D 5e is all about power building and being powerful and all this, but you gotta have some type of like cap on it, because if not, then you're not faced with any challenges. There's no point in playing if you can just roll whatever on the dice and just automatically hit everything, kill everything, and what have you. So don't use this. Don't make extremely powerful weapons that have 6, 7 different abilities, whatever is on here. That's my advice. Another slaying weapon. Horrific Infinity Slayer. It's a great sword. Legendary. You get a plus 5 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. When you hit a creature with this weapon, the creature takes an extra 50 d20 slashing damage. For the purpose of this weapon, creature refers to any creature with any type, including commoners and unaligned creatures, because you wouldn't want your commoner to survive 50 d20 slashing damage. When you hit an object with the Infinity Slayer, the object disintegrates, unless it's a magical item. Okay, well, if you read in the DMG, they say magic items, unless the enchantment on it is specifically for durability, most magic items just have the same durability as if it were a normal item of that type. So an enchanted longsword, unless it's enchanted to be unbreaking, has the same amount of durability whether it's magic or not. Obviously, this is another late in-game weapon. You know, again, you know, halfway through a final boss, you get this weapon. It deals 50 d20 damage. I don't know why they had to put in creature refers to commoners. I didn't know commoners weren't creatures. And apparently if you don't have an unalignment, you're also not considered a creature. But this weapon makes you consider it a creature. Who would have guessed? Maybe there was commoner that managed to get hit by this thing and survive. So I guess the enchanter had to go back through and add a specific clause. And then if it hits an item, it just disintegrates. Yeah, sure. Again, just another power fantasy overpowered weapon. Maybe don't have it do 50 d20 damage. You know, damages range from 4-sided dice to 12-sided dice. Okay, at least make it do an additional 1d12 damage. Horrific Infinity Slayer. I'm not sure how you could put infinity in there, so maybe don't add weapons that just have unlimited uses unless there's some type of significant drawback. Well, let's move on to our next item. Adamantite / mithril plate. Well, I already think there's oh no, this is not what I thought. I was gonna say I think there's adamantite and mithril armor in the base game, but plate armor, legendary. You gain a plus 125 bonus AC while you wear this armor. You do not require proficiency to wear this armor. And then it tells us what plate armor is. Looking at the notes, you need 50 strength and you get a disadvantage when you use this. Not that it matters, you have 125 AC. You know, people would see that and say like, yeah, bet you can't make the saving throw though. I'm beginning to think most bad homebrews is people's overpowered power fantasies. Guys, if you want this type of thing, just, I don't know, make a single player campaign and play yourself through the campaign, I guess. Fixing it, just use the base game mithril plate, which is just like regular armor, but it's lighter, and I don't think it imposes disadvantage on your self checks. I think that's what mithril does. Oh, okay, we got a bit of a description here. ... It just continues on. Okay. Linked blindfold and gauntlets. I don't like where this is going, but we are going to keep reading. This blindfold and gauntlets are linked with visible change, which the gauntlets considered any given weapon versatile. An unbound strike is 4d12 of damage, and weapon attacks are times 4. This does not include DCs. These gauntlets give an extra 5 to AC, with a cap being 25 AC, as if you needed to throw a cap on there. The blindfolds give blind sight of 300 feet as well as dark vision of 250 feet and true sight of 150 feet. Like, you need all that type of sight. These linked gauntlets and blindfolds do not require the user to eat, drink, sleep, or rest. As for even just walking around counts as a long rest for them. Each punch from the fists that are either unarmed or wielding will stun the enemy for 1 round. Another feature of the blindfold is being able to cast Wish. These gauntlets have a key sight and can see the natural key around them for 150 feet. I guess because you want to see more. When wearing these gauntlets, if having more than just 2 arms, they duplicate immediately to the other hands. These may never be removed, even if so wanted, by the spell Wish. When wearing these gauntlets and using the class Monk, they ignore key for our purposes and may use anything as an action or bonus action. And so, these gauntlets are integrated with an alchemy kit, which in case may multiply potions. The linked pair of items may teleport into an unoccupied space that they have either been in before or within 200 feet. Another yet ability of the linked pair is conjuring animals, such as horse or Tarrasque, as a pet. They may also read, write, and speak every known language. They may also cancel out spells directed towards them, specifically towards them. If the user knows any enchantment or magical properties, they may inscribe them within a weapon, item, or even armor. Nothing left to say. This is just overpowered, blatantly overpowered. Just, I don't want to do it again. If you have this, what's the point in playing? Are you going to be able to remember all of this? Oh, here, let me check my paragraph. I got to make some bullet points for these guys. Let's see. I have true sight for 150. Oh, hold on. I have blind sight. Wait, what does blind sight do again? Oh, wait. I can also see ki though, as ki is a defined energy within the world. Do I even need to poke fun at this? There's so much going on here. I'm not gonna go over. This is just blatantly someone just wants to be really, really overpowered, and that's it. Advice: don't use it. Our next weapon. Adamantite Daggers of Desecration. Dagger requires attunement by a attunement required during a short rest. Make a 2-weapon attack, multi-attack, or bonus action. Okay, I guess you just wield these daggers because you get 2 of them. You get to make 2 attacks. On hit, the dagger deals 100d, 100 necrotic damage, and summon a Tarrasque. How about 1d12 necrotic damage, and I guess it's desecration. Cast a desecration. Is there a desecration spell in D&D? There's one in Pathfinder. Yeah, just blatantly overpowered. I guess people just really like summoning Tarrasques. It doesn't even say it's summoned for you. You just summon one, and now you have to fight it. But luckily, you have this thing that does 100d, 100 necrotic damage. Hey, but at least they didn't make it like a +5 or something. Let's go. Anti-magic ring. If you wear it, you cannot be affected by magic. Limitation, charges, define what you can't be affected by. I mean, I guess if you go down, well, you can't be cure wound now. Oopsies, you're not affected by magic. I guess, I don't... Asgardian plate +5. The suit of armor is reinforced with Asgardian adamantite, the hardest substance in existence. While you're wearing, any critical hit against you becomes a normal hit, as with adamantite armor does. Additionally, the armor grants +5 to your armor class, and you may apply your full dexterity modifier to AC. So, if you have a -1 in AC, you're losing your +5 and making it a +4. You could add your full dex, so if you have more dex, 27 AC, yeah, maybe don't have it provide an extra. I mean, I don't want to say it's okay, but take off the full dexterity bonus, adamantite armor, critical hit becomes a normal hit. This kind of sounds like it's Baldur's Gate, but this came before Baldur's Gate. So I'm pretty sure adamantite armor already did that in the game though, so whatever. The whole extra 5, yeah, like +5 plague adds +5 to your armor class. I guess if this is really late game, and I guess if you really want 24 to 27 AC, I guess add this to your game for your players. Oh, Death Potion. This one should be simple. Only used in a dire situation, as the potion kills anyone who drinks the elixir. It smells and tastes like burnt rubber mixed with a dead corpse. Can be added to a drink for the same effect. Wow, a death potion that causes death. It doesn't follow no saves, no like con save to see if you can resist it, no lingering effects. You just drink it, you die. I'm really running out of things to say about these. I mean, if you added some type of save to it, I guess, make it like a regular poison. That's all I can say, that inflicts death. I mean, I'm not sure how much damage Purple Worm does, but I guess it's a super magical poison that does power word kill on whoever drinks it. I guess. Moving on. Oh, it's this person again. Look, they made the horrific Infinity Slayer. Sword of Effects. Once you are holding the Sword of Effects, you gain Dark Vision. If you are not a size larger than medium. Also, when you attack, you automatically hit if your target is not a commoner, but only if it hasn't attacked you yet. When you hit a target, that target falls prone, is poisoned, blinded, charmed, deafened, fatigued, frightened of you and all your allies, incapacitated, paralyzed, stunned, petrified, and suffers exhaustion. Any resistance the target has becomes an immunity while being attacked by the Sword of Effects. Okay, so if they have fire resistance, they have fire immunity now. Instead of dealing 1d4 damage of fire, lightning, physics, poison, necrotic force, acid, cold, roll 8d4. Have the damage round down of fire, lightning, psychic, poison, necrotic, force, acid, cold. What's this? What's this person with making just overpowered swords? You get hit with it. I'm just assuming once all those status effects are just applied, you just cease to exist. Imagine prone, poison, blinded, charmed, deafened. You can't even tell. I feel like your brain will just explode from having all these side effects happen at you at once. But you are somehow fire resistant, so you're a tiefling. Tiefling. I can't say it. You're the guys who are resistant to fire. But hey, you feel fire hit you, but you're immune now, so... Even though you're poison, blinded, charmed, deafened, you're knocked out, incapacitated, by the way, paralyzed, stunned. Yeah, and petrified. You just cease to exist. Thank you for this wondrous slaying. This feels like a science experiment gone wrong. A literature experiment gone wrong. Let's move on. Aaron's potion of life. The target, if dead, is alive with no bad stuff. Will temporarily have 1,000 hit points. Only one of these potions is known to exist. So, if dead is alive. Okay, this feels almost like a troll. I wish I could see the comments, but oh, here we go. Here, I could see the actual full name. No. So if they're dead, they become undead. I cast wish. Give me 1,000 Aaron's potions. These guys are funnier than me. I'm not even trying to be funny. Dry Bird's Claw. Once per week. Reduce fall damage by 5 feet. Yay! I guess when you really want to fall 10 feet once a week, you can fall 10 feet without taking damage or being knocked prone because you don't take any damage. So pick yourself up a Dried Bird's Claw. This one just feels underpowered. Once a week, reduce fall damage by 5 feet. You could set that to once per long rest, okay? And instead of reduce the fall damage, just have your safe fall damage zone increase, I guess. Or something. You can fall 5 feet further without taking damage, I guess. Make it something like that, I suppose. I don't know why you tagged on once per week. Again, it's just really underpowered. God's blood. If you drink this, you gain the power of the god. Which god? Who knows? But you have their powers. What powers? Who knows? AF Ring! A faint magic aura surrounds this ring with no known source. Ring of Aura. An aura ring. A ring that makes you have an aura. You know, if the opponent, enemy, if there is a thing using detect magic or something looking for you, or if you are in a dark place and you really want your friend to find you, detect magic, now they can see the aura around your ring. See, guys, it's not useless. I don't know what AF stands for. A faint ring, I guess. This sounds like it was made for a specific campaign. Bone Gauntlet! Your strength score is 20 while you wear these gauntlets. They have no effect if your strength is 20 or above. Allows you to use Resurrection as if you had all the components. Okay? Bone is not particularly known to be strong unless it's like Bones of a Tarrasque. That's what they should have done. Instead of Resurrection, just allows you to resurrect a Tarrasque. That would make it better. So your strength goes to 20, and you just get to use Resurrection unlimitedly. No one gets to die anymore because you just run around touching people. Bing, 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 boom, 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 bing, bing, boom. Back to life. Your allies can never die. You can't die. No charge. Guys, limitations. Maybe allows them to cast Resurrection once, and then the gauntlets break. What do you think about that? That would be pretty cool. You know, you get this big benefit, or you can bring someone back to life, but you lose your big benefit. Corvus I'm not going to attempt to say it. Full weapon release. This spear is a weapon form of a certain wand and takes on unique properties of the wielder. This weapon gives a +8 to all attack rolls and allows the user to add their spellcasting modifier to the damage of this weapon. The weapon has piercing damage primarily with a force damage boost. All targets that are either vulnerable or neutral to force damage take 2 times damage from this weapon. The weapon comes with 2 emerald ravens that are perched upon the wielder's shoulder. And as a bonus action, the wielder can use the command Lord Hugin or Moon to send out one of the Raven to observe one target within sight. If Hugin is used, then the target observed has their next action revealed to the wielder. If Moonin is used, then the target observed has their vulnerabilities, immunities, and resistance revealed to the wielder. The main downside of this weapon is that the wielder can only keep the form for 3 rounds. What form? There was a form listed? They can only keep the form for 3 rounds, and the ability can only be used every 24 hours. Use of this ability within 24 hours. That didn't include a long rest, forced the wielder to take on 2 levels of exhaustion, along with shortening the amount of the time the form can stay up to 1 round. Permanent. There's no like long rest will fix this or anything. You just don't get this form. What form? There is no form here. There's no. You can use an action to assume the form that lets you give a +8 to attack rolls. I mean, if that type of limitation's on there, I guess that's fine. As a bonus action, you can either the DM has to tell you what the target's going to do next. I guess. Maybe it should be something like if they make a check against you, you get advantage. Possibly. I'm trying to tone it down a little bit. I don't think you need a +8 to attack roll. Just make it a +5. The spears are weapon form of a certain wand. Okay, so they have a wand that becomes this weapon, and 2 ravens. That I guess the emeralds on the wand become ravens. I mean, this part, you know, bonus action. You get to see their vulnerabilities, immunity, and resistance. I mean, that's not the worst thing. Like, imagine if it's just the 2 ravens that as a bonus action you can send one, and then as a bonus action you can send the other, and that was a weapon. You know, not really a weapon, but that was the item. I think that would be pretty cool. But it seems like it was made for a campaign, not like a thing that's supposed to be publicly put out there. I assume. But yeah, just you know, as with all these items, probably just tone it down. Just bring it back a little bit. Take this +8, you know, cross that out, because if they're using it, they're probably already super proficient with a spear. I don't think you want them to have like a +13 to attack. What are you fighting that you need a +13? That seems a bit overpowered. That part's overpowered. This whole like vulnerabilities, immunities, yeah, it's not the worst thing. And then the DM just has to tell you the action that they're going to do, I guess. Hazard part's a bit out of there because they could always change it on a dime. So just tone it back a little bit. You'll be golden. Abadaw's potion of immortality. You become immortal and cannot die of sickness or old age. You can will the potion's effect to wear down in a minute, and will the effects to come back over a time period of 1 minute. When the effect wears down, you do not gain the age or sickness you collected during the effect period. So you can just be like, okay, I'm immortal now. I don't really feel like being immortal right now. I guess if you just want to die, I guess. So if you really want one of your players or an NPC to become immortal, here you go. You can still die normally, you just don't die of sickness or old age. You just live forever. So, nothing much to say. Arcane robes! Dark-colored robes of a nondescript nature. These unassuming robes hold powers that belays their appearance. What powers? Who knows? Maybe something in the details page? You can't tell. They're just that unassuming. Oh, yeah, like the person said down there. Apparently you can do spell attacks and range spell attacks. But the power is so unassuming. You don't know if it's an actual attack or not. It's silly. I think I'm done. We'll read one more. Oh. Ring of OPness. Requires attunement by tell your ring your life story and talk to it regularly. The ring has 100 charges. At any time, you can expend a charge to cast any spell. You may also expend a charge to instantly deal 200 damage amongst any creatures in front of you for an action. You can throw the ring on the ground to create a building of any size and shape. It may have anything you like inside. You may expend a charge to have the ring turned into anything for 5 minutes. Any time after that costs a charge. And then it's just, oh, look at all it is. Wow, Artificer. It's everything. This ring does everything. At least they told us up front. Ring of OPness. Wait a minute. Oh, no. Oh, no. This has to be a troll. I can't believe I said that out loud. I'm done. I'm done with bad homebrew for today. If you guys want to see more of this, let me know in the comments down below. I don't know how this video is going to turn out. This is Just something off the wall I just wanted to randomly do. I just wanted a break from RPG horror stories, and this was definitely a break. So if you guys want to see more bad homebrew, then I'll do something different instead of items the next time, or I might continue reading items. We can look at, they have all sorts of stuff, you know. You have all of this, feats, spells, equipment, magic items, monsters. I think you can make sub-races and backgrounds and subclasses. All sorts of bad homebrew just waiting to be cracked open and fixed or dumped into an inevitable pit where it shall not see the light of day. So if that interests you, tell me in the comments below. Hey, if you have bad homebrew, why not hop over to my Reddit and type it out? Maybe you were playing in a game and the DM handed this item to you. Maybe you once in the past wanted this item, huh? Or class or feature or anything. You know, 3.5 was pretty crazy with all the additional sources and homebrew. It doesn't only have to be 5th edition. It could be Pathfinder or any other TTRPG that has homebrew capabilities, which should technically be all of them. But let me know in the Reddit or the comments down below. If you want to catch what I'm doing or my random thoughts throughout the day, check my social media in the description. And that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a lot of a day. May your homebrew be balanced.